speaking of positive polarity, I am now going to turn it over to Joy, and she is pure joy.
Well, thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. The powers that shouldn't be, I mean, they've just ramped it all up. So it's still a factor we have to deal with. And that kind of leads into my thoughts because I was listening to Eric Carlstrom, I think it was, on Kev's show. And it seems so daunting and frightening, too, that our government has got all these agencies. I mean, there's the United States, he said, was their whole purpose is to take over the world and introduce a new world order to us. And it's kind of scary. And I was thinking, I'm sad because America was such a beautiful country, and I fear for her. And so what I would like to talk about is America. And I have a song here. I'd like to read the words to that song, and then I would like to read you something that I wrote that kind of ties into that. So the name of this song is called America, Where Are You? He's lying on a bluff overlooking Normandy, 'neath a solid white cross facing out to sea. A Higgins boat brought him here on this hostile shore on the morning of the 6th of June, 1944. He lost his life that longest day when he was just 19. Now the country that he died for is no longer to be seen. America, where are you? How did you lose your way? Are you ever coming back, or are you going to stay? Where is the Constitution? Where is the Bill of Rights? Why don't our Congress make a stand and fight? When will the people take back their precious land? Why won't the Senate have the guts to make a stand? Did all those young Americans make that sacrifice in vain? If they saw what we're become, would they do it all again? The land of the free, the home of the brave, that's what he fought and died for. That's what they tried to save. Now we're in another war, sending more troops off to die. It's another far-off land, and we don't even know why. America, where are you? You've somehow lost your way. We need you to come back. You mustn't go away. Restore the Constitution, embrace the Bill of Rights, and once again bask in the glow of freedom's light. So I read that again and I thought, oh, America. I said, yes, America, where are you? The sheeple virus has seemingly affected the masses, and we are headed en masse over the cliff edge into the abyss of destruction. The grasping, ever voracious, and destructive military powers have turned Uncle Sam into a homeless vet with PTS, sitting on a corner with a cup begging for spare change. Our once proud American eagle has been shot down with a drone, his wings clipped and thoroughly and efficiently plucked. What an ignominious end for two once great American icons. Where have you gone, America? Have you become so enmeshed in your cell phones that you have lost yourself irretrievably, taking not only your body, but your mind down a rabbit hole where a lethal trap is lying in wait? Will you ever break the trance that you are so enthralled in that even when you see the truth of your slavery, that you refuse to acknowledge it? Can you see that the powers that shall not be named have convinced you that their real news is actually the fake news, that vaccines will save your child's life as they lie dying in your arms, that fluoride is actually good for you as it reduces cavities, that chemtrails are literally water vapors and checkerboard patterns in the sky are completely normal. It will take an uncomfortable effort and fortitude to actually open your eyes and ears to listen to what is happening before you. The time is running out for the luxury of denial. Not only your life, but the lives of all those you love are at stake right now. The belief that your government is your friend and will be there for you when the proverbial crap hits the fan is a lie of monumental proportions. The belief that it's other people in some far-off land who have oppressive tyrants, not us. because where other people are oppressed, it's just a matter of time, then it's your turn. When times are good and non-threatening, nobody misses the loss of another man's freedom. We must beware of the hubris of this complacency. One man's loss is all men's loss. We must realize that if anyone is to escape the doom that is awaiting us, to descend upon us as a nation and us as a people, we must step up and take responsibility for our own lives and start being the change we want to see in this world. And we must do it now. Mankind is on the brink of utter annihilation, and we must all be willing to step up and take the sacrifice, not only for ourselves, but for our posterity. It is time for we, as humanity, to take our power back and to live as free men and women. So thinking a lot about America, and we must reach out to people, and we've got to wake them up. And somehow or another, even if people don't want to listen, we just need to keep hammering it in. It's like after a while, you keep saying something long enough, people are finally going to get it. And that's one of the reasons I'm glad personally that I'm here on TFR, because Christian Sherry have given us this platform to do exactly that. If we keep putting this information out there, reminding people about all the things that are against us, like the vaccines, the GMO, the chemtrail, and all this, it's slowly seeping into people's consciousness. So we have to be intrepid and persevere in our determination to make a difference, to all line up and say, we are not going to be slaves on our knees to these people. We have got to, I'd rather be a dead person and be free than be a slave on my knees. And I think they said earlier in the show, a hard truth is better than a pleasant lie. And as long as we keep living in this lie, willing to step up and walk into the matrix in our own accord, lining up around the block to say, give it to me, then America has no chance. Not just America, because the world. Because America is a beacon. It has been a beacon for people that want to be free all over the world. And I want to have our country be that beacon once again, to have the Statue of Liberty there that says, bring us your huddled, your poor, and your masses. That once was not a negative thing, and we took immigrants in, and America became a melting pot. And that melting pot was a beautiful thing, because what would it be if everybody was just alike? I mean, who would want that? You know, you got Cajun food, you've got Italian food, you've got the Polish food, all the beautiful things that we have to offer, and the uniqueness and the beauty of our individuality is a horrible thing. We cannot lose it. We've got to keep fighting for it, even if we don't live through it, even if it's not going to be realized in our own lifetime. We have to look at the new little babies being born now. We have to think of the children that we've got to get out of the clutches of these schools that are teaching them lies, perpetuating this lie through the generations. We've got to stop that cycle. We've got to do it for our children. We've got to do it for the world. We're killing our world. Our world is what sustains us. And so I'm just saying to everyone there, let's all take hands. Let's all make a promise to ourselves that we're going to keep fighting no matter what the obstacles. And I tell you, it's going to be really tough, and there's going to be hard times coming, but we can do it because God is on our side. He has promised to be there for us. And no matter how dark it seems to get and how scary it seems to get, we're going to come through this, and we are going to be victorious. And I say, let's give it all. Let's be successful. Let's love each other. Let's support each other, and we'll make a success out of it. So that's what TFR is here for. That's what we're all here for, because we're going to keep speaking the truth. We're going to keep putting it out there, as they said in our commercials. When something's done in the dark, it needs to be out into the light, and it's up to us as citizens to bring it out and have that out into the light so we can see what they've done. So I'm going to stop pontificating, and that's what Joy has to say for today.
Oh, thank you, Joy. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's why I dragged you out of the dark. We brought her kicking and screaming to be a co-host on the show. I guess God said, Bill, you need her. And I do. And thank you so very much for that, Joy. That was absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
I'm going to say good night because I ain't going to try and follow that.
Nah.